You know that AI is booming right
Yeah.
now. It is changing the whole picture of how we market, how we interact.
We don't find it as a competition. It can give you ideas, but it cannot give you emotions.
Why people need marketing agencies when they can do it on their own.
Ultimately, you need that set of experienced people coming who know how to use AI just to enhance the work better.
Hi everyone, I'm Garima Kotru. Welcome back to another interesting episode of our podcast. And today we have another special guest on our couch, Mrs. Samriddhi, the founder of Bobbleheads Media. Hi ma'am,
Hi, Garima.
how are you?
Good. Thanks for having me. How are you?
I am good. Thank you so much for joining us today.
My pleasure.
I am looking forward for interesting, fun conversations with you today.
Same here.
So, ma'am, before we begin our podcast, I'm just curious to know what's with this name Bobbleheads. I mean, it's very unique, and I know there must be some fun story behind it. So, can you please tell something about it?
So, interesting question, and a lot of people ask us that why bobbleheads and why not something else. We like to believe that we're people full of brainy ideas, big ideas, and just like a bobblehead, we believe that our head is also big and brainy. That's why the name bobbleheads, where we say that we've got bigger brains full of bigger ideas.
Very nice. Nice story. So, I wanted to ask, how did you how did you begin this journey?
Huh?
What was the idea behind starting this Bobbleheads Media, and how has your company evolved since your inception in the market?
So, if I go back to 2017, I started as a performance marketer with one of the growing startups. Had a very good learning there, but I was catering to international market, and I was very curious to know that how digital marketing is evolving in the Indian industry.
Hmm.
I decided to quit my job. I was very good friends with the founder, and I thought that I would rather join some agency in India. It is then when the founder pushed me that, now that you have so much of expertise, why don't you use that expertise into building something of your own? And that's how
Okay.
it started. When I entered into the industry, I realized that a lot of agencies, they have brands to cater to, but what most of the agencies were lacking was actually an expertise. You get so overshadowed by the number of clients, you were not focusing on actually delivering quality content. And that's why we thought that there was a need to actually establish an agency which would be your one-stop solution for the biggest and the best creative and content ideas along with marketing strategies. That's how bobbleheads came into valuation.
Very nice.
Yeah.
So, I've seen you have worked with several brands
Yes.
across various industries.
Yes.
So, how has this partnership has
Right.
evolved your marketing strategies, and can you share some insights about them?
So, as you rightly mentioned, our biggest share of learning did actually come when we started working with varied kind of brands, and the evolution has been, shifting with each year. So, in the year of COVID, when 2021, 2022, we majorly saw that a lot of D2C brands were evolving. So we were working with a lot of D2C brands. But now, if I look up to our current clientele, we see a lot of service-based brands also coming into picture. And what we've realized is that it's not limited to having a product. So if you have a product, it's not necessary that only you need online marketing. Now we're seeing, even if you are an influencer or you have a D2C brand or you have a service, everybody is seeking solutions for
Solutions,
online
right.
marketing, and that's what has been helping us, where we're working with industries across B2C, B2B, in like financials department, in automobile department, in home care solutions, and that's how the learning has been evolving with each brand.
Do you think that after COVID, there is a lot of what would you say? There is a lot of shift in the clientele, because I saw that during the COVID, a lot of brands or industries shut down their businesses. एंड उसके बाद जो वो एक नीड जो हुआ एंड टू एंड सोल्यूशंस के लिए आई फील वो ज़्यादा बढ़ गया आफ्टर कोविड. डू यू थिंक दैट?
So, Definitely during COVID, what we saw was that a lot of brands were evolving because of which the demand was high.
Hmm.
But I think post COVID, what we figured out is that the brands who could actually survive during the COVID stage have grown tremendously. And the requirement of these brands have been growing each day. So
Hmm.
now, when these brands come to us, they don't come with just one requirement, which used to happen during COVID days. We would
Right.
have a lot of brands, but they would have like just requirement for one service. But nowadays, the brands we are getting,
Hmm.
these are brands who have evolved over a period of time, and now they understand that marketing is just not say one service or two services, it is plethora of services.
Right.
And now they're seeking like a one-stop solution for all the services at one place. So
Hmm.
definitely that requirement has gone up. The requirement in terms of number of brands approaching has come down as compared to D2C, brands during COVID days. But then the ticket size has also evolved.
Actually, that was the thing I was thinking,
Hmm.
because during the COVID, a lot of people are doing the marketing, maybe just for the sake of promoting their products. Now people want to reach out to each and every person, to each and every household, to promote their product as well, and to make a connect with them. Or I have seen a lot of D2C brands are also evolving after COVID. लोग जितना हो सके सोशल मीडिया को बहुत ज़्यादा यूज़ कर रहे हैं अपनी ब्रांडिंग के लिए, अपनी मार्केटिंग के लिए. सो डू यू थिंक दैट हैज़ ऑल्सो चेंज समहाउ कि अब ब्रांडिंग और मार्केटिंग इट्स नॉट अबाउट जस्ट मेकिंग अ वेबसाइट और बस ऐसे ही उस पर थोड़ा बहुत कुछ प्रोडक्ट्स डाल दिए, और मे बी आप आउटडोर कुछ पैम्फलेट्स है ये सब करें. इंस्टेड अब बहुत ज़्यादा डिजिटाइजेशन हो गया है, बहुत ज़्यादा ऑनलाइन लोग अपना ब्रांड प्रमोट करना चाह रहे हैं. दे वांट टू मेक एन ऑनलाइन प्रेजेंस. What's your take on this?
So I think one good thing about that is that it is giving brands who were, limited by a region or a specific domain reach out to a wider audience. So there is definitely a positive plus point in that. But another thing is the entire digital marketing works on bidding strategy. So now the more the number of brands using digital marketing as a space, has also led to increased cost, like by these platforms like Meta, Google.
Yeah.
So there is positive, there is negative. Positive is it helps brands reach out to wider audience, say pan India, in fact globally, right? Whatever region, whatever country you want to target. But at the same time, with this increasing demand, there has also been an increase in the cost of advertising digitally as compared to if you look at back in 2017.
Yeah. So, coming back to our main questions of the podcast, my next question to you is, there is a lot of talk going about the hybrid models. People are working in the hybrid models, work from home, work from remotely working concept is evolving. So, do you think that marketing agencies should, like this hybrid model, can foster to the needs of marketing agencies, or the agencies, the team should work in a common place?
So initially, when we started, we were actually in a hybrid model for 8 months. What we figured out was that after COVID, people are not comfortable fully working from office all the time. But
Yeah.
also, there is also a need to have people work from office, for them to meet each other, know each other better. And then for us as a marketing agency, what majorly matters is the kind of service we are providing to the brand. In case if it is anything related to performance marketing or search engine optimization, or for that matter influencer marketing, there if the teams are working remotely, that is fine for us. But when it comes to social and content generation, we do a lot of shoots for brands, we do a lot of reels making for the brands, and that is when we need team to be in office. So what at least we have done at Bobbleheads Media as a solution is provide hybrid model to people.
Okay.
At some time of the month they have to work from office, and then they are given days as per their flexibility when they can also work from home. And what is the flexibility the team has gotten into this? They actually decide themselves as to what are the days they want to come to office. They all want to work together.
That's
And
great.
yeah, and anytime if anybody doesn't want to travel to office, they actually work from home. So I think for us, all in all, having an office space has become mandatory, but at the same time giving team flexibility of working from home has also worked.
Since you are an entrepreneur,
Hmm.
so what do you suggest to the budding entrepreneurs or
Hmm.
growing startup owners
Hmm.
who are looking for an office space? What kind of a space they
Hmm.
should look
Hmm.
for in
Hmm.
their initial
Hmm.
stages?
Right. I would talk specifically in terms of a marketing agency. Uh, I would never recommend people to start from their own space. One, financially, it's very heavy.
Yeah,
Secondly, I feel that when you're a marketing agency, you really need to go network with a lot of other budding brands,
other
other
brands.
companies as well.
I agree.
And that's why, at least for us, the best option which works is a co-working space. I think the co-working space helps you start your business with
Hmm.
minimal investment. You just have a security deposit and you have monthly rental. That's it. You don't need to
Yeah, agree.
invest in furniture. You don't need to make heavy investment in having electronics, anything in the office. So I think that definitely worked in our favor. Another thing which we definitely look is the kind of clientele there in the office space as well, because
Hmm.
we should be learning from them, we should be interacting with them, they should also be knowing about us, the
Absolutely.
kind of people we're working with, kind of people we're working with, and of course the entire culture and atmosphere we're
The
getting
vibe
from
of
that
the vibe
vibe,
of the
right? Vibe
right.
from that space.
Hmm.
So for us, these factors have made a lot of difference. We are working actually out of Hub and Oak in Okla. Been very satisfied for the time we've been here. The staff is very supportive.
Hmm.
The space is very clean, hygienic. So at least my team doesn't have a complaint about any hygiene problems. Very approachable, very convenient for team to reach out to office whenever they want to come. So I think for us, definitely Hub and Oak has worked as a great space to work at.
Yeah, you just mentioned that setting up
Hmm.
an full-fledged office space
Hmm.
requires a
Hmm.
hefty amount of
Yes.
capital.
Hmm.
So that's an interesting point. I was also thinking the same, that today I think professionals like us actually want something very flexible, that works for us, that
Yes.
works according to our
Yes.
plans, according
Yes.
to our industry.
Hmm.
So I think co-working space is actually the need of an hour, I believe.
I think the best part here is that me, my team, we can walk into office anytime. We don't
Yeah.
have to worry about who is going to open the office, who's going to shut the office. Uh,
Hmm.
has anybody come to clean the office or not? Is the
Yeah.
Wi-Fi working or not? A
Hmm.
lot of these operational, problems which come in the beginning have actually been taken away from us because we chose a space who's like a very, expert partner in providing the space. So when we were looking for a co-working, we were also looking the history of our co-working partner. And when we looked at Hub and Oak, we realized that they've been into market for quite some years.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
we heard really good reviews from their current clientele as well. So
Yeah.
we thought that why waste time looking for other options? When we like the space, we have, met the team, we like the team, then why not just go ahead and get started?
Very nice. So let's just something off the track, not about co-working space. I
Hmm.
wanted to ask, that AI is booming right
Yeah.
now, and it is so accessible to each and every person across the world. Anybody can access to it.
Hmm.
So it is changing the whole picture of how we market, how we interact. So I just wanted to ask why people need marketing agencies when they can do it on their own. They can make creatives, they can make everything with the help of AI tools. So why they need agencies' assistance?
I think, that's a very growing question and curiosity which has been there in, which is just, starting in people's mind. Yesterday, I was at an event and the same question was asked that, do you think that AI would eventually replace marketing
Marketing agencies,
agencies?
right?
Uh, Personally, we don't find it as a competition. We find it as our complementary buddy. I don't say, like, whenever client asks us, do you use AI platforms? We never say no. We never say that, we are all original. We're
Hmm.
originating ideas ourselves,
Hmm.
and whatever you will get is from us.
Hmm.
How we operate is we come up with ideas. We
Hmm.
take AI's help to understand, are these ideas strong enough? If they are, how do we amplify these?
Hmm.
If they are not, how can we make them stronger? So
Hmm.
at least here with my team, we are not trying to replace people with AI. That's not even a question as of now.
Hmm.
For us, it is how we can use AI to enhance our work better. And that's not just for marketing agencies. Any industry you go to
Yeah,
right
yeah.
now, right?
Yeah, right.
You'll find people using AI. Of course, people do feel, and especially starting businesses do feel, that why not we have an AI platform rather than an agency
Yeah.
to do everything for us.
Hmm.
But I don't think so. We have an AI which would itself just generate the content, from content itself generate the creative. Ultimately, you need that set of experienced people coming who know how to do this work, who've been doing this work for years, and who know how to use AI just to enhance the work better. So definitely for us, it's not a competition, it's rather a complementary guide for us to boom our business better.
Also, I think AI cannot replace creativity, cannot eradicate the creative minds of people. What human can think, that human touch that you add to your creative campaigns, AI cannot replace it.
Exactly. As you mentioned, I think it can give you ideas, but it cannot give you emotions. So many
Exactly.
times you come up with an idea, but if it's not emotionally attached or presented in a way where it actually conveys what it is intended to, it'll just lack the entire essence of it. So AI is a good tool to use, but definitely it's not a human, who you can just replace with a marketing agency or in fact any other industry.
Absolutely right. So, I came across one of your campaigns, Justice for Son Papdi.
Yeah.
So, I find it very interesting. It just changed the whole idea of Son Papdi as a regifted sweet to a Diwali treat. So, what was the thought behind it? How did you prepare for that campaign? What were the strategies that you opt for?
So, we had this campaign for one of our clients who's, one of the top sellers of sweets during Diwali.
Yeah.
And we had a very interesting insight from them. They told us that their sale of Son Papdi, it rises by 15x just in the month before Diwali.
Okay.
And they said that despite these increasing sales, it has just become like a meme sensational.
Yeah.
People have started comparing it with Kaju Katli on
Haan,
internet. There were so many memes around it.
Yeah.
And we thought, then why not do something where we actually bring Son Papdi as the main hero of that Diwali sweets.
Diwali essence.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We all knew that we all pass it from home to home,
Home to home.
but in the end, we also all eat Son
Son
Papdi,
Papdi,
right?
yes.
So that's how the campaign Justice for Son Papdi came into picture. It was a mix of different marketing strategies where we have social launch, we have a media launch via newspaper. We also did a CSR activity where we went to different, orphanages and did activities with kids there, distributed Son Papdi boxes. We also had a Son Papdi morcha,
Really?
in the streets of North Delhi, which was there. We had standees across different malls, asking people to participate in the contest. And we collaborated with different influencers in this. One of the influencer was Shireen Sevani, who we collaborated with.
I saw that.
Within 3 months, we got 6 million organic views. Now, any prospective brand we speak with, most of the people have heard about the campaign. Another interesting thing which we saw was that Zepto did a similar campaign
Okay.
just this year on Diwali. So that was a validation for us that we're going on the right track.
Very nice. I actually found it very interesting, yeah. Justice for Son Papdi. Everybody was using this hashtag Justice for Son Papdi. Son
Yes.
Papdi is not a regifted sweet anymore. Everybody
Right.
likes it as
Yes,
well.
yes.
So yeah.
But nobody likes to say it openly, but we
Haan.
all like it.
Yeah, very nice. So, ma'am, I also wanted to ask you that many people think that marketing is all about creativity. But I feel no, it's not. It is also about strategic decision making, doing the right thing at the right time, and analyzing the things that what is going on right now, what are the current trends that are hitting the track. So, how do you nurture your team to do that? Like to be creative and be strategic with their decision making powers at the same time.
So, as you rightly mentioned, creativity is one of the aspects of
Exactly,
marketing,
yeah.
right? I think one thing which has definitely worked for us is documenting our processes.
Hmm.
It's very difficult to train each and every person individually. Now, what we have done is we've actually documented the processes, and
Okay.
we've set a very systematic process in terms of how a client is onboarded, how a monthly retainer with the client should work, and what are the days we should be actually sitting and analyzing what has worked, what has not worked. So it starts from first taking end to end brief from client, what is their brand, what are their products, what are their expectations, then going and doing an analysis at our end, doing a comp research, figuring out, okay, what are the competitors doing, where are we standing, presenting it to client, coming up with a strategy together. Once we get into execution, we have daily, weekly and monthly trackers. So
Okay.
on daily basis we see, okay, the work which we are doing, is it on track or not?
Hmm.
On weekly basis we track, okay, what is the competitor doing and what are we doing? And then on monthly basis we track the progress in terms of creatively we've put out a content, but what is the engagement on that? Did it
Yeah.
work, did it
Right.
not work?
Results matter after all.
Exactly. I mean, creativity is just one aspect, but ultimately, if it doesn't have a result, what good is that creativity? So, both strategy, analysis, and in fact, creativity, all three go hand in hand.
Okay, ma'am, thank you so much. We have reached the end of this podcast. It was really a fun conversation, and thank you so much for giving so many insights regarding marketing agencies.
Thank you so much for having me. It was a good conversation, and I must say that you're very well informed with the industry. At points, you asked me question which I was not expecting you would ask, but I had good fun. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much, ma'am. So that was Mrs. Samriddhi, the founder of Bobbleheads Media. If you like this video, you can subscribe to our channel.